Last time on the Incorrigible Party.
Meeting Dreg, Jacqueline, and a wizard named Chilkus at the first forking path, the party shows Dreg the pentagonal structure, where Dreg discovers that his ring can also create an opening in this crystalline structure as well. Shaft, Mia, Shakara, and Dreg backtrack to the second forking path, finding another ladder extending far past the range of their dark vision. With Dreg's help, they pass through the bottom of the safety shell where Shaft uses a key he found on Geneva's body to unlock a hatch in the bottom of a fireplace that leads to an elder's living quarters. Meanwhile, Falzaren swims out to sea from the opening of the Kraken Cave to get a bearing on their location, passing yet another seed-shaped shell ship moving south towards Port Heraklion.
And now, back to the adventure.
Oh, this is a terrible idea.
No, it's a good idea.
If we can drain that thing, I mean, that's pretty key.
Can't hurt.
I think so, yeah.
It's definitely not going to hurt.
It might hurt if Falzaren gets grabbed and pulled into the thing.
Shakara's helping you.
Yeah, we're all gonna help you.
Yeah.
You just get. The good thing is, you get the ring, you get the knowledge of how to use the ring, and we could use it if we need to. And we can have an adventure.
Happy adventuring.
Okay, so Falzaren is willing to try to learn how to use this ring. I mean, within reason. If it's going to take 6 hours, then no. But if Dreg's willing to try and teach him, Falzaren's willing to put himself on the line and use the ring.
Okay. Again, you don't really know how long it will take. You can start to attempt, and if you feel it is taking too long, you can always stop.
Sure.
So
Okay.
let's start with an hour, you know? It's a good amount of time.
Well, let's start with 15 minutes. Falzaren is pretty magical.
We can use a short rest, Bill.
It's gonna take how long it takes. Just get to it.
Yeah, just do it.
Falzaren and Dreg, they kind of step off into the corner while the rest of you, yes, you can start a short rest, still undetermined whether or not you will get it before Falzaren finishes learning, but you can absolutely start that hour for yourselves. And Falzaren, can you make an intelligence saving throw, please?
Is he next to Shakara? I think he is.
Yeah, that's fine. Just take her bonus.
Okay, so adjusted 20.
And yeah, so you know, 15 minutes or so goes by, and Dreg is kind of showing you the somatic components, and you're mimicking and getting a hand on it. And can you roll another saving throw as another 15 minutes goes by?
Same. Adjusted 20.
Okay. Dreg has taken his ring off his finger and has shown you kind of a different set of incantations, and you actually successfully are able to summon it to your hand, and it kind of pops from his palm to your finger, and he kind of holds his hand in again, asking to take it back, kind of thing.
Oh wow, that's fascinating.
Could the rest of you make a perception check, please?
Sure thing.
17.
15 for Shaft.
Ooh, Mia is just got her eyes closed. 7.
Shaft and Shakara, you hear again kind of the echo of voices coming down the tunnel. As Falzaren and Dreg are again continuing, they're still conversing.
I look over at Shakara and I go, from point at the hallway, I go, let's go see what that is.
Everyone, be quiet. We will be right back.
Do you want me to stay or go?
Stay here and guard them.
Okay.
So, walk down the hallway. I'm going to cast Pass Without a Trace on myself, and then I'm going to tell her to stay a little bit back, but within 30 feet of me, and we'll take a walk up to the corner. Pull my rapier out, be ready.
Make a stealth check, both of you.
Plus 10. 28-ish.
That's an 11, so that's still 23.
As you creep down, Shakar kind of trailing behind a little bit. Yeah, the voices seem to get louder as you approach. Doesn't seem like they're making any conscious efforts to be quiet, as you can kind of very clearly hear them. Their volume louder than what kind of Dreg and Jacqueline and Chilkus were conversing in. You just kind of hear them, two distinct voices muttering to each other like, where the hell are those guys? They've been down there for almost an hour already. It was a pretty simple job. Like, I bet you they're slacking off again. That frickin' Joseph. Ugh. And still, you don't see anything down, kind of peering around this corner to that second forking path. Still no sight of anybody.
You want to take these guys out, or would it go back?
Do you think they will come this way?
Well, if they come down this way and see what we did, and get out, big trouble.
Can we sneak up on them and get the surprise?
That's the plan. I think we can do it.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna sneak down the hallway down to the fork-ish, if we can get that far, and see if I can tell which direction the voices are coming from.
As you creep towards this fork, you can both make me another stealth check, because the voices are very loud now, and you hear the second voice saying, well, you know what, Erica's going to be super pissed if Joseph is slacking again. She's going to have his skin, literally.
17.
25. I whisper back to Shakara, and I go, did you hear that? Maybe we should keep one of these guys alive. Might be worth getting some information.
If we can.
And Shaft, you hit the forking path, and they are right there in front of you at the turn. And it is a very narrow tunnel. There is not really a place to hide as they spot you.
Okay, since we know they were coming, and we had our weapons drawn, do we get any kind of surprise round?
No, you don't. You see each other, they're moving, they're literally moving towards you in the 5-foot tunnel. So you do see each other kind of at the same time. And we can roll initiative.
16.
23.
You are up, Shaft.
Okay. I am going to put Hunter's Mark on the first one as a bonus action, and then I'm going to attack with my rapier. That's a 19 to hit.
Yeah.
That sucks. That is 11 points of damage. Second attack, 21. That's going to be 17 points of damage.
Now these Kraken priests, these two, they're Kraken priests. They're dressed in similarly garbed. Yeah, the one that you just stabbed multiple times, again, reaches out, puts a hand to you, or tries to. That is only a 16.
A 16 would hit, but I guess it would be an attack, so yeah, I'll use my reaction, the defensive duelist reaction.
The second one just screams out at you, Shaft. Halt! And could you make a wisdom saving throw?
Oh, 20 plus 20.
You feel kind of this strange, like almost fog kind of over, you like kind of fill your head, but you easily shake it away, and this priest's command has no effect on you. Shakara.
I have enough movement to get up next to him, but I would basically be standing on top of Shaft, and I'm guessing this hallway is not wide enough.
You could squeeze in next to Shaft, but you can't occupy his space. You would have to move past him, and there is no room to move past him, unfortunately.
So I am behind Shaft.
Could she stab over top of me with disadvantage?
No, she doesn't have reach, unfortunately.
No, so there's no point in even going up there. I need you to get out of the way.
I'll go, well, let's say back up.
I'm going to stay back here for a minute and throw a javelin. Carrying these things around forever and never used them. That's a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
Dang, girl.
5 points of damage.
Pretty decent hit. Back to the top with Shaft.
Okay, I am going to attack the first guy again. It's a 13 to hit.
Yeah.
Alright, that is 14 points of damage. Second attack, 18. That's not quite as good. That's 10 points of damage. That's not bad. And then I will take my third attack. You won't believe it. It's a crit. This is the best die I've ever had. I'm going to just... All right, so that's just 14 points plus my 4, so that's 18 points of damage.
Wow, that is enough to kill this first priest.
And then I'm going to move back 5, 10,
Shaft, get out of my way.
25. I'm going to move back here where she and I are blocking the passage at the fork.
And those in the Kraken chamber kind of hear the yelling and sounds, the battle, and this thunderous boom. Mia, if you want to enter the initiative, you certainly can. You can react, or you can sit tight.
I think I'm gonna stay to protect these two. Those two can hold their own. They would holler. They know I can hear them. They could holler for me if they needed to.
Sure, that makes sense. The surviving Kraken priest, seeing his fellow buddy die, he just turns and runs.
Knew it. God damn it. I was going to stay up there, but I knew that's what was going to happen. All right, I'm going to give chase.
As will I.
So it is Shakara next in initiative.
I will run 30 feet to the corner where the tunnel turns and pull out my scroll of Hold Person and try and make him stop. It is not on my spell list.
Okay, well, he is just in range of it, so should you have no mishaps, you'll be fine. So can you make a intelligence saving throw, please?
That's 14.
You are fine as you are able to read the text of this scroll, and in your hands it kind of disintegrates as you activate it. And he will make a wisdom saving throw, which is only a 9. So he fails, and he stops mid-stride.
Yes.
After Shakara is Shaft.
Okay, I'm going to run my full dash.
And yes, you see the effects of what Shakara was doing. As it appears this Kraken priest is paralyzed in spot. He's kind of up on one foot mid-stride.
It's like Heisman.
And it is the Kraken's priest's turn, so it can't do anything other than try to get out of this at the end of its turn. Only gets a 10. Still paralyzed. Shakara.
Okay, because he's still 60 feet away from me. I will run 30 and then Misty Step the other part as a bonus action and try and grapple him.
Yeah, I mean, he's paralyzed. You grab onto him. You got your hands around him.
Boom.
Put my hands on him.
And he heals for that last point of lay on hands.
Yeah, right.
I have him, Shaft.
So I will dash up. I don't have enough movement, and I can go in front of him, though.
You can't move through his square.
I can with... Is he one size larger
He's
than
one
me?
size larger, yeah.
I can do that as a halfling, yeah.
He's just
I
a
can't remember
little
what
fella.
Just a little guy.
It's called Halfling Nimbleness. You can move through any space of any creature that is one size larger than yours.
Okay, perfect. So you've now gotten in front of him.
I got in front of him. I don't have any actions to do, but I will stop there.
Okay, and now this priest will attempt to save out of this again on his turn, end of his turn. That is a 15, which is a success.
Well, but I have
against
him
the scroll.
grappled still.
He is in your hands, but he's no longer paralyzed.
Okay.
You're up, Shakara.
I want to bonk him on the head and try and knock him out.
Yeah, you can try to do non-lethal damage if you want.
Yep. Just to add in my strength bonus.
If you're just punching him, yeah.
That's a 15.
She's bonking. There's
That
a
hits.
difference.
Yeah. Like you're not just gonna have you can't just and put him out. You'll have to reduce him to 0.
Right.
And deal a non-lethal blow to knock him out.
Oh.
She's just buying time till Shaft shackles of shackling.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say.
So would that be an unarmed strike then?
It is, so it's 1 plus your strength.
So that's 4.
Okay. Shaft.
I'm going to take out my shackles and shackle him. You can use an action to place these shackles on an incapacitated creature. Alternatively, you can use an action to make a special melee attack to shackle a creature. A dexterity sleight of hand contested by the creature's strength, athletics, or dexterity acrobatics check.
All right. Way to go, me. Making rules for it. All right.
Making
There you go.
rules. It's a contest. It's a contest.
Well, it ain't going to be a high check for him. Because he got a 6.
That's 17 plus 7.
You easily, especially him kind of squirming in Shakara's grasp, but you're able to get him into your magical shackles.
Okay. And then, of course, grab onto him.
Sure, and we can drop out of initiative if you'd like.
Okay. And I say, let's take him back.
Yes, you take him back. I will pull the other priest back with us.
Who the hell are you people?
I hit him in the back of the head with my hand. Shut up!
Hi, shut up. It's nice to meet you.
I hit him again. Shut up! I push him.
Okay, he kind of pipes down and complies. Lifts a shackled hand up to his head.
And, okay. I'll just keep pushing him.
Okay, so back to the Kraken chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I do drag the other priest back with us just so that we're not leaving a body out in the hall.
Smart.
Just kind of pile him with the others.
Yep.
So I push him in there, let him look around for a second. Go, you're probably going to end up like these guys unless you help us. Sound like a plan? We ask you questions, you give us the answer, and you might live.
I don't know anything.
What the hell's that thing?
Well, I mean, I know what that is. It's a Kraken.
Yeah. Well, why is he in the colorful water there?
I don't know, I just get told what to do.
Where did that container come from?
I don't know, I was just told to fill it.
Who told you to fill it?
How do you fill it?
Look, there's this crazy woman thing named Erica. She'll skin me alive if she finds out I'm helping you.
We'll
Do
skin you
not
alive
think
here.
we will skin you alive?
Well, it doesn't look like you did that to my coworkers.
I will do worse than skin you alive.
Falzaren, could you roll an intimidation check, Falzaren?
Sure can.
I will laugh so hard if you roll a 1.
No. Falsy, come on. Falsy rolled a 12. No. 11.
That's not that bad. He looks over you, kind of looks at Shakara and
Smoke's coming out of my mouth.
he's like, okay, what? There doesn't need to be any skinning. Look, we're just trying to raise Krelakina here, and that's it.
NBD.
You said you're supposed to fill this thing. How do you get more of this colorful substance in there?
Well, I mean, I didn't fill it personally, but I assume it was open before.
Who was able to open it?
Well, I don't know. If you didn't kill my friends here, you could ask them maybe.
Do an insight check, see if I think he's lying. That's a 14.
Yeah, you get the sense that he kind of knows a little more than what he's talking about.
I'll pull my rapier out. I'll sort of put it to his back. I go, you feel that, buddy? I pull him closer from the manacles so it sort of pokes into him a little bit. I go, you spill it now, or I'm going to spill you out all over the floor.
Okay, all right, hold on. I'm cooperating here.
Are you?
It was. Oh, I am now. It was open for us to fill it. Once it was filled, it was supposed to seal it back up.
Who
How did it
designed this contraption?
I don't know how to open it. I don't think they knew how to open it. They just had to fill it and then close the lid.
Where did the barrels with all these liquids come from?
Well, we dropped them off here.
Okay.
Where did you get them?
From?
Came in through the sea and then just dropped them off.
Can we kill him now?
We can't kill him yet. Can
Wait
I
a
do an
second.
insight on his answers about the barrels?
Yep.
That's a 24.
Seems like he's being truthful.
How's Erica communicating with you guys?
Well, she's on the island.
Yeah. So you just came from Erica?
I mean, we have the city surrounded.
What's the point of summoning this creating this Kraken and summoning Krelakina? What is your ultimate goal? What is Erica's ultimate goal?
What do you mean? Kralakina will inherit the world.
And destroy it.
And his followers will live in revelry.
So you expect that this Kralakina is going to be a benevolent ruler for you and your kin?
Those working with it, yes.
How does this ritual go down? As a priest, you ought to know.
I know that I don't finish the ritual.
How much time is left on this ritual?
Who finishes it?
What do you know about it?
You know, I know some words get said by a certain somebody.
Whom?
What does that matter?
Tell us now.
I get up in his face.
Poke.
Who?
Okay. Look, like I said, I'm cooperating, all right? The matron. The matron comes down, says some words.
Who's the
Who
matron?
is the matron?
We need a name.
Is Erica the matron?
I don't think so.
Who's the matron?
The matron, I don't know.
Is the matron Danzig?
Who the hell's Danzig?
You know more than you're letting on. Cut the crap.
I'm telling you, the matron is supposed to be already here on the island, but I haven't seen her.
What about Geneva?
I don't know who that is.
This is ridiculous. He's not giving us the answers we need.
He's not high enough up in the order to know what he's talking about.
I'm trying to cooperate here.
Tell us everything you know, right now.
I just did.
That's everything you know? Then you're worthless to us. We'll skin you anyway.
Have you ever heard the name Isabella?
No, I don't think so.
And you have no idea who created this area for the Kraken.
I assume Erica. I mean, we all just follow her lead.
And is there anyone else who you might say is someone in charge of this operation, along with Erica? Who's she working with?
Well, there's the generals.
And who are they?
Chucky?
No, Mia.
Charles, if that's who you're talking about. Yes, Charles and Sardo.
Sardo and Charles.
They're just leading the attack force. I don't know where they came from. They showed up with Erica, and she said, listen, and we all listened.
Are you under some type of spell or charm? Why would you follow this woman?
Because she follows the great Kralakina. Anything to raise Kralakina.
Kralakina does not belong here.
Yeah, this is an abomination. What you're doing. I've had enough of this. Let's put an end to this, man.
Whoa! Wait a second. We don't need to do that. Look, just let me go. I won't go back to anybody. I won't say anything to anybody. I'll just disappear.
Insight. I want to roll an insight.
We do not trust you.
I don't need your trust. I mean,
You need our trust if you want us to let you go.
18.
it seems like he just wants to get out of here. Obviously, he doesn't want to be here at Rapier Point.
Yeah, Mia's gonna choose to believe him and say, okay.
Let's think this through for a second. We let this bastard go. We know where he's headed. He's going to see Erica. Let her know what's going on.
We cannot let him go.
Is
You
that
guys do what you want.
that might not be a...
I'll go out to sea. I'll leave by the water.
I will not harm him, but you guys can kill him if you want.
There are ships under the water that he might be able to rendezvous with. I don't think we can let him go.
He could be
Can
a
I
deep
stab
scion.
him?
No, that. Oh,
Whoa! What the
I
hell is going
want
on here?
To stab him with my sword.
Let's talk this through. We might be able to use this guy.
I'm not giving you warning. I just want to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah. You stab him.
Do I have to roll for it or just roll for damage?
No, you put him out.
Right in the heart.
It is done. We could not trust him. We could not let him go.
Of course I don't trust him. I take the manacles off.
He told us all he
Put
knew.
in my pocket.
Wow, Shakara,
That's
I'm surprised.
brutal.
Did he turn into a deep scion?
No.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
then.
pull his body over with the others.
I think that was... I'm sure it was not easy for you to do, Shakara, but I think that was the right thing to do.
It was a necessity.
He was evil.
Took to it pretty easy.
Yeah, keep that in mind.
You see Jacqueline and Chilkus, they're kind of standing at this back wall with Dreg and just witnessing all of this interrogation and execution. Yeah. Their eyes are kind of like saucers in their head.
Let's not call it an execution.
It
Oh,
was
that's
an
exactly
execution.
what it was.
That's why, yeah, I wasn't going to do that yet. I sort of look over at them and go, All right, let's empty this aquarium. Come on, Falzaren.
All right.
Did you learn your incantations?
You are not quite finished. Just got interrupted. Dreg kind of catches his own breath. Well, I suppose we are, for lack of a better term, at war, and drastic things and measures must be taken in such circumstances. Falzaren, please, let us finish. And can you roll me one last saving throw, intelligence saving throw?
Oh, this is ridiculous. If I'm close to Shakara again, it's an adjusted 20 again.
All right. You feel very confident that you'll be able to work this ring.
All right, very good. So, I guess whoever's willing to help in case this Kraken leashes out, I would appreciate it, but I plan to open a portion of this, I suppose, near the water, unless someone has a better idea. I don't know if it matters.
Open it on the other side, just in case. I don't think... I look at Dreg. There's no way this portal is going to be big enough for that thing to get out of. Right?
I don't think... No, it won't be able to squeeze through, but, I mean, as we saw, it could grab one of us.
I think it's safest to open it on the side of this container that is closest to the water so that we can retreat back around the other way should we need to and go back through the tunnel.
Dreg, if it were to grab one of us, could it pull us through into the container?
Well, yes, it is an opening. It creates an opening.
Do we need to stand next to the portal once it is open?
Can he open it and run away?
If you can get away from it, yes.
Falzaren, are you okay with opening it and running away?
I will try my best. I don't see
You can
any
open
other
it
choice.
and then blink.
I will stay next to you,
Oh.
Falzaren, until you are safe.
Thank you, Shakara. Shakara, perhaps you should stand behind me, I think. I'm going to try to use some magic to protect myself to whatever extent I'm able to. I don't want you in front of me between this beast and myself.
I will stand off to the side.
Yes, perhaps if my magic fails and I need your help, it would be good to know that you're there, but I don't want you in danger's way.
The others can distract the Kraken, as we did before, to give us a start.
It works for me. I go around to the other side,
Me too.
do the old, bring the fish to this side of the tank.
And Mia, throughout the just over half an hour that Falzaren and Dreg were, Dreg was teaching Falzaren, the Kraken has just been kind of taking all of it in. And it follows Falzaren as he makes his way around this structure.
Uh-huh.
Perfect.
What about when I knock on the edge?
As you do, this time it seems that the Kraken ignores you.
Did the Kraken see any motions you were making as you were learning what you needed to learn to use this ring?
I suppose it's entirely possible. I wasn't really paying attention. I was very focused on absorbing this new magical knowledge.
Do you suppose it can hear us?
I don't know. I know very little about the magic that is creating this barrier. Dreg would know more than I would. I also know very little about this Kraken and its abilities.
You all recall, being with the inside of the city in the shell, that, you could hear cannon fire hitting the outside of it. And the effects of the storm also was making sound that you could hear within the safety shell in the city.
I will walk up to the crystal structure and I will address the Kraken and say,
You are a very smart being, aren't you? Very intelligent. You know exactly what we are up to. I do not think this plan is wise now.
You hear in your head, which, because that's only for reading things, right? For other languages?
right.
You hear a foreign language to you inside of your head as if responding to what you're saying, but you can't understand it.
I will repeat out loud as best I can what I heard.
Okay. Why don't you make an intelligence check, please?
I garbled that. That's a 6.
Yeah, it sounds unintelligible to the rest of you as well.
The Kraken is speaking to me. I do not understand it.
It spoke to you.
Yes.
Are you guys worried that the Kraken will be able to create a portal? It doesn't have a ring.
I believe as soon as we place the ring, it will take control of it. I believe it is best we just leave for now and go on about Plan A.
I look over to the Kraken and look it straight in the eye. What is it that you intend to do here? What is your purpose? What are your goals?
And you see it loom up close to you, and you too hear a foreign language in your mind.
I can speak primordial and abyssal. I don't know if it would be either of those.
It does not. You do not understand it.
Dang.
Guys, I think we need to figure out who the matron is. Because the matron's vessel will perform the final rites to rebirth Kralakina. Kralakina is in there right now, sealed up. That's what it said.
This is a Kraken. Kralakina will be called to the Kraken.
The rebirthing chamber has been filled with the rainbow flow and the resuscitant. Kralakina shall be sealed inside.
I do agree with what Shakara is saying. I think this is simply a Kraken at this moment. Kralakina has not been brought into its body yet.
Once the crystal rebirthing chamber has been filled with the rainbow flow and the resuscitant, we have seen barrels of rainbow flow and black liquid that could be the resuscitant. Kralakina shall be sealed inside. That's what it said.
Does it say any more?
It says the fully formed matron's vessel shall perform the final rites, and Kralakina will be reborn.
I think the final rites have yet to be performed.
That's true, but it's hard to believe that.
Sounds like the best thing we can do, and as I walk over there, is first off, not talk in front of this thing. Obviously, it's listening to everything we're saying, right?
It appears that way, yes.
Come back over here. And I go back over to the hallway.
Before I join you, I'm going to address the Kraken again.
Do you want to become Kralakina?
A slight second as its eyes kind of focus on you again, and you hear more language in your head.
I do not understand you. Mayhaps you can give me a signal.
Knock once for yes and twice for no.
It does nothing.
Do I feel like I know if it answered yes or no?
No. You don't get any type of additional sensation or anything like that.
I'll put my hand up on the glass again for a second, and then walk off and join the others.
Shaft, let me remind you of what the rest of the passage said. It said, consult the matriarchal expropriation ritual to raise the matron's vessel. Now the matron's vessel must give rebirth to Kralakina before completing expropriation. To complete expropriation, the matron's vessel must be returned to water for saturation, the power of the snow bloom, and subaqueous dust to facilitate this process, yada yada. The matron's vessel will become the matron. I mean, this sounds like something Danzig was in that barrel. Where is Danzig?
I don't think Danzig's around anymore. It was probably destroyed when the port was attacked.
Is that what they want you to think?
It might be best if we could find out for sure one way or the other.
Yeah, the other thing we might want to try to do is let your buddies know.
Yeah, I agree.
I can let you use my stone again.
We could try that, yes.
You can contact your friend. Let him know where this is. Well, actually, you would only be able to see them. I don't think they could hear
I do have
you.
a message of sending, but I'm not familiar with the Tritons. I don't know how that works. I need to be familiar with my target.
Dreg, can you create scrolls?
I can with some time, yes?
Could you create a scroll of sending?
I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with that spell.
Jacqueline? Chelkis? Could either you?
Jacqueline speaks up. Yes, I would need a few hours.
Well, you can get busy on that while we go check and see if Danzig's still where I left him.
How will we get the scroll when it is complete?
Yeah, do you expect her to write and walk?
We'll have to come back here.
All right, let's get going then.
I don't think it's wise to leave her by herself here.
She is not by herself, and she can go back inside the city and be safe.
Yes, I think that's wise. She shouldn't stay in this chamber. There may be others that come upon it.
Yeah, Jacqueline, don't stay here.
I definitely did not plan to.
We can do a variation on Plan A. We can become invisible and go down to the port and see if Danzig is still in his barrel at Tenchi's.
Do you still have enough energy to make us invisible, Falzaren? And what about you, Chokus? Would you be able to cast it on us?
And he speaks up for the first time. Well, I reckon that's what I've been here for.
Wonderful.
Then let's go. And we'll head down the hallway to the exit that we originally came in.
To the long, long flight of stairs.
Yes.
Okay, do you want to get invisibilized at the flight of stairs, or you want to go to the top? You keep in mind that you have an hour to weave your way through the forces that you witnessed from the very top of the knowledge center and get down to the port.
At the farthest point that we think it's safe for the others to go.
Yeah, I'd like to push it as much as we can to squeeze as much time out of our invisibility.
That does make sense, absolutely. As you move to the stairs and starts to climb it, Dreg pauses. I am wary of traversing much further. I know plans are changing. Perhaps I can just teleport us to the docks themselves. I do not know the state of the port. It could be dangerous, but I could take the five of us and return Chilkus and Jacqueline to the city. Before, the invisibility was for different purposes, was it not?
Yes.
Yes, that's true. If you have that ability, that may not be a bad option. What does everyone else think?
Sounds good, Dreg. Thanks.
So Dreg, quickly, as the four of you kind of assemble at the base of these stairs, Dreg takes Chilkus and Jacqueline back to the ladder, as to allow them passage back into the city, and returns a number of minutes later. I'm not sure if there's anything maybe you want to discuss or go over while he's away.
Is he gone for an hour, maybe?
No, he's not gone for an hour.
Dang
He's gone for maybe 15 minutes.
I want a freaking half short
no
rest.
kidding.
Well, it's pretty obvious we're gonna have to kill this Kraken. We're gonna have to stop them from being able to perform this ritual. And I'm all for going to see if Danzig's there. But
If we can get a message to the Tritons, we do not have to kill the Kraken. We just need to let them know where he is.
that's what I was thinking. We need to somehow send a message to the Tritons, or at least take the risk of Falzaren getting down to wherever they are and, avoiding the boats.
Am I allowed to make scrolls, Leland? I know the spell. Falzaren has the supplies.
Yeah, you can follow the rules of scroll making. Yeah, I think we talked about that in the after party. So yeah, I like the idea of that. You need to spend gold and time.
How much time? Like an hour? Or a couple hours?
Yeah, how long would it take me?
It costs 250 gold in 8 hours.
Ooh.
If it takes us a rest overnight, I I can make this scroll. I just wouldn't be sleeping all night. I could do it. It's so annoying that I have the spell in the slot, but I don't know the Tritons.
We have someone who can create this
Right.
for us.
Yeah, but we just left her in the city. We're going all the way down to the docks.
Certainly, but my location isn't all that important as long as I have a scroll of sending.
I know. It might be days or hours before we get there to get the scroll.
Well, that's not my plan.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know.
It does seem almost a shame that we have to kill the Kraken. Such an intelligent beast.
I agree. It's
Shakara, it is not. It is
unfortunate
not friendly.
that they intend to wield it in the way that they do, but
I don't know why you're sympathizing with this beast. It is on this planet to enslave.
yes, well,
It is an abomination, Shakara.
So the books say.
I don't think Krakens are good even when they're not turning into Kralakina.
It might look pretty in that rainbow liquid, but it is not.
I
our
am
friend.
not saying we save it. I am saying it does need to be destroyed. I am merely saying it is a shame that it could not be turned towards good.
I certainly would be interested in learning more about it and perhaps studying it, but I agree it's only going to become more powerful, and Kraken typically do not have any respect for civilizations and people that dwell on land.
Agreed. It has already shown itself to be a mighty force.
Well, we should go. Let's not waste any more time.
And Dreg returns. Just him, of course, having safely let Chilkus and Jacqueline back into the city. Well, friends, are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll pull my sword.
I'll adjust my robes.
I do hope the docks are unoccupied. It's been a number of years since I've lived here, but I do believe I can find the way.
Good luck would be nice for a change.
Let's see. I'm gonna say
Extremely familiar.
the docks are very familiar to Dreg, which is as good as it gets without a direct, permanent link that has been set up. So, Dreg must roll the D100 to see whether or not he goes on target. He gets a 35, which is very low, but high enough to be on target.
Whew.
And that's our show. Be sure to follow us on social media. We're the Incorrigible Par on Twitter, Incorrigible Party on Facebook and Instagram. You can go to incorrigibleparty.com for additional world and NPC information, and check out some of the merchandise there. Be the cool kid at your next game night by donning some Incorrigible Party apparel. Incorrigible Party is sponsored by Critical Hit Design. Go to criticalhitdesign.com for your design needs. All ambient sounds and music are courtesy of tabletopaudio.com. Our intro and outro music was created by Josh Jarvis. You can contact him for your own musical inquiries via email at jamesmercymusic@gmail.com. Happy adventuring!
Yesterday evening, Dreg arrives at Port Heraklion shortly after dusk, having caught the last passenger ship from Port Randus. Stepping from the deck of the gutted Salmon, he continues down a gangplank to one of many docks at the port, each of them occupied by a moored vessel. Despite the quickly approaching night, the port is still bustling with activity. This place is exactly as I remember it, he thinks to himself with a fond smile. Dreg diverts his attention north, towards the city of Heraklion, surprised at its state. Thick, dark storm clouds form in the sky above it, but there is no activated safety shell, despite the urgent sending message he received from Geneva that morning stating the contrary. Confused, Dreg moves with the other exiting passengers towards the city. He quickly spots a graying elf, hurriedly hobbling through the port on a silver eagle-headed cane. Alomar, My friend! Dreg calls out to his former colleague and rushes to greet him. Alomar does not seem to hear Dreg's calls, and it is not until Dreg places a hand on the elf's shoulder that he reacts to his presence. Alomar's eyes focus and narrow in recognition and surprise.
Dreg, I'm afraid I have no time to converse.
He abruptly turns from Dreg to continue on his way. Dreg's hand remains on Alomar's shoulder. Alomar, wait, what is going on in the city? Geneva said that the safety shell was malfunctioning.
Geneva, no. The shell is fine, Dreg. I have no time for this. Go and speak to her in the keep. After I've tended to an urgent matter, I shall join you.
Alomar shrugs off Dreg's hand and continues hobbling westward through the port, towards the docks. Heeding his words, Dreg continues towards the city in search of Geneva, his confusion growing by the second. It is only after 100 feet or so that Dreg realizes the flow of people has stopped. Many of them have turned back towards the open ocean, pointing at some kind of spectacle. Following their gestures, Dreg sees 6 long, seed-like objects break the surface of the water several 100 feet from shore. A seam forms along each of them as they split longitudinally. The tops rise into the air, hinged at one short end, revealing a cluster of figures manning 6 glowing red cannons on the deck of each vessel. A blast of fire erupts from 3 ships' worth of cannons, hurtling towards the docks. The gutted salmon and many of the other ships are reduced to splinters in the first volley. The cannon's glow fades as the remaining 3 ships fire inland, this time aiming for the small clusters of ramshackle buildings that make up Port Heraklion. 4 more volleys lance into any remaining ships, setting the docks ablaze. The cannon's thunderous booms nearly drowned out by the cries and screams of dockworkers and passengers. The cluster of people who first drew Dreg's attention to the assaulting ships are engulfed in an errant cannon shot. Blasting them from their feet, they smack into the hard stone that makes up the island's terrain, their unmoving figures slumped in awkward and twisted positions. A sudden eerie silence falls over the port as the boom of the cannons cease. 6 more of these ships surface, moving at incredible speeds, the waves from their wake streaking the dark water with white cress. The ships ram full speed into the burning debris that was once the pier and docked ships, beaching themselves and grinding to a stop. Their tops open as well. Dozens of dark-robed figures in hideous humanoids with split jaws, forearm fins, and long, squirming tentacles for hair are crowded on the decks of each elongated ship. The figures leap onto dry land, weapons in hand. They begin to slaughter the closest survivors. Responding guards rush in to defend the already injured, but they are quickly overwhelmed by the attacking forces' superior numbers. Breaking out of his shock, Dreg takes cover behind the creepy aura, finding a small group of survivors already seeking respite from the onslaught. Many of them are injured and in rough shape. From his vantage point, Dreg sees some robed figures lugging large barrels off of the beached ships, dragging them over to the dead. These barrels have what look like a hand pump attached to the top of them, with a long hose running from the pump's end. A robed figure begins manning the lever to activate the pump, as a second holds the hose. A watery, black liquid sprays from the end, dousing the dead bodies from the attack. The dead begin to twitch and spasm uncontrollably before rising slowly to their feet. Barnacles sprout from pale, exposed skin. The newly formed drown turn to follow the ever-advancing force. Dreg and the small band of survivors make a break for the city walls as a siren sounds. 2 white beams light up the dark sky above Heraklion. A white, shimmering dome forms over the city. Dreg's safety shell design has been activated. Now the city is in lockdown, and he has the key for the only way in. More cannon fire breaks the awe of the shell's activation, streaking into the side of the creepy aura. Two of the survivors take the brunt of the blast, their bodies erupting in flames, sheltering Dreg from the worst of it. But the wizard is caught by the shockwave and hurled from his feet, slamming into the ground. The charred bodies of the two unlucky Heracleonians crumple at its feet. Dreg's vision swirls as he tries to get up, darkness creeping into the edges before overtaking him completely. A silver dragonborn stoops to pull Dreg to his feet, slinging one of his arms over her shoulder, urging a near catatonic-looking dockworker forward. Jacqueline Scaleborn begins to drag Dreg towards Heraklion.